Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Me and Domenico uploaded a similar thing to quarantine questions on his channel, and we thought we'd upload it to my channel as well, so you get to know a little bit about me. So, take a look.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, man?
Oh, mate, long time no see. Yeah,
Yeah, well, let's say that we talk each other every day, but it's fine.
Most days.
Right, for a lot of people don't know you on my channel.
It's very upsetting. It's very upsetting.
Can you tell them who you are, what you do?
Sweet, of course I can. So my name's Dan. I'm a freelance sound engineer and AV and project manager based up in Manchester. So I do lots of things, do lights for some companies, video for other companies, mostly sound, do a bit of install work with LED tape and TVs. So one of the big gigs I did just before we all went into lockdown was Sport Relief.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, big old show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, those kind of big shows. But yeah, mostly audio or audio visual, like putting up screens and stuff. Yeah, based in Manchester. And then I've got a wife and a 3-year-old kid, and then a kid on the way, which is probably looking like he's going to be born in lockdown, which is going to be loads of fun. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, he's due 31st of August to the 3rd of September kind of time. And,
okay.
I mean, that's just going to be an absolutely mental week.
Oh my God, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and then we're going to be stuck in lockdown still, so it's all going to be fun and games.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, okay, so how did you start to work on this business?
Oh, so I did it all the way from school. So I went to school. I did product design, electronics and music. And then I did music technology and product design, electronics and physics and chemistry and maths at A-level, all the topics. Loved doing them. Product design, loved like designing things, and then electronics, loved. I built a guitar pedal and stuff. And music technology, we kind of did recording, and then I got like into doing the live concerts at the school and doing the like moving mic stands around. Kind of started on the stage bit, then worked my way up to do lights at the shows with like a fat frog, and then moved up to do sound, and then kind of went from there to a college in Coventry to do live sound and theology.
Okay.
That was 2009, 2010, 2011. I was there, and then left there to do an internship with a live events company up in Manchester, and just worked my ass off, worked for anyone, and yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So at this point, right? Let's see that most of the people that follow my channel, as I think your channel as well, because Dan ever got a channel like me. Can you give them any advice how they could start in this business?
How to start? So how they could start? Where's this? Oh yeah, so I've just said about being humble, saying what you do know, working your way up from the bottom. A load of people like asking me, how do I work for this company? How do I work for that company? How do I get in at the same level as you're at? And it's just like, to be honest, mate, you kind of need to start coiling cables in the warehouse, sweeping the floors, doing the deliveries in the vans for them, work up that way, and then they kind of build the trust in you. It's all on a first name basis, and like everyone knows everyone. It's all word of mouth, this industry, really. So yeah, I mean, kind of when you do good work comes in for you. Like people know who you are, and it kind of circle of
life, I agree. Yeah, I mean, let's say always that the music business is a big difference from the corporate. It's more tough to get in. That's the things, because as you know, I mean, the corporate side is easy to get in if you do quite a lot job for different company. But the music business is not. It's really tough, and I think and I presume that after all of these things happening, it would be more difficult. Yeah. yeah.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm massively in the music side of it. I do some like rock and roll stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm in as much of the rock and roll stuff as I want to be. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be any easier to get in afterwards.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
lots of stuff with several bands and stuff, but not in the mainstream stuff. But
Yeah, well, like me, I do a lot like small band. They do like
yeah,
corporate gigs, so that's the easy stuff for me.
yeah,
But working with big people is always difficult. I've done Billy Bragg as one of my big
yeah.
artists at the moment, but that's another story. But yeah, it's not easy. Music business is not easy as a lot of people think.
No.
Do you? What do you wish that you knew before when you started this career? There is
Oh.
something, yeah, there is something that says, oh, if I knew this, at this point everything was easier.
Well, I mean, I said a little bit about admitting mistakes. Yeah, be humble. Say what you do know. Say what you don't know. If you're asked to do something, you don't know how to do it. So, I don't know. Even say like putting a fast fold projector screen up. If you don't know how to do it, you could damage the screen. You could damage the projector screen, and there's no harm in asking for help. People aren't going to think less of you. If you damage the screen or whatever, for example. You're probably going to get thought less of if you do damage it. So yeah, I mean, be humble and admit mistakes. What I've written for that, and
Yeah.
and when you get to a certain level that people know who you are and know that you do good work, you kind of not that you don't have to go looking for work, but you kind of I want to say take the foot off the pedal, but that's not quite the right term. But you kind of know what I mean. That people keep on asking you to work for them without you going and having to hunt for work.
Yeah, yeah. And I always say, if you are good with your client and you can keep them, you will work for a long time. And can be stupid things like if they pay you 3 days after the due date, sometimes that things can make a difference. A lot of people think that is not, but that things can make a difference because a lot of people can say, look, that guy, it's been waiting 3 days more and didn't complain about anything.
Yeah.
But there is other people that after literally an hour, there's the invoice is due, they call them and say, look, man, like, if especially as a company, they give you like 24 days or 20 days, a month of work, why you should fucking call them, you know what I mean? Just chill, but as I say always, the problem is that a lot of people don't see the work, this kind of work, as a business owner. They see this as like a guy that go somewhere to work 5 to 8, or you know what I mean? Because I see always these things from us freelance. I don't care. I get in at 8, my call is finished at 12 or whatever it is. That's it. I do my 12 hours and I don't care about anything. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, okay. But sometimes that people that give you the 8 hours or 12 hours, whatever it is of work, they can give you more for a month if you try to keep them happy.
Yeah, if you stay for an extra hour because everyone's up shit creek and something's gone wrong, if you stay for an extra hour unpaid on this one occasion, you probably actually get more work from them.
Yeah. And I get this discussion a lot of time, a lot of freelance. But you know me, I always, I've got old friends, so I don't like to create a big argument about it. But I try to keep everyone happy, especially when I work as a PM. If someone say, look, I want to go because my time is finished, I say, look, it's up to you. You want to stay, you stay. You don't want to stay, you go. It's fine. I don't care. I'm doing my job. If I don't need to do it, I do by myself. It's fine. That's how I've been always working, and that's how I will always do. Because for me, we are one team. There is no other people, or I'm the best, you are not the best. So that's how it works. So as we say, we do a lot of corporate, we do a live, and you do a bit of studio, as I remember, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So, what do you prefer to do more?
So when I said earlier, I was in sixth form. I did music technology. That was more studio-based stuff that we learnt and we did, and then we did a little bit of live, and that's kind of how I got into doing live stuff. I kind of went to this internship in Manchester, thinking that I was going to do 90% live, 90% studio work, and like 10% live work. And in reality, it was actually 99.9% live work. I did like 2 hours in 1 week of studio work in my whole year that I was there in this internship, which is just Well, it was hilarious. I was a bit angry about it at the time, but in hindsight, it's quite hilarious because I love working live. I like the challenge of it. I like the you go to a field in the middle of nowhere, you set up this big gig, and then you do this event, and then at the end of the day, I mean, there's a slightly more muddy field, but you just go back and there's a muddy field at the end of the day. There's nothing else there. I love the and then same with like hotel rooms, I guess, in a lesser term. Like, put on this amazing thing, everyone loves it, and then it transforms itself back. So that's kind of what I love about that. But yeah, me and you do loads of corporate stuff together, and then do a little bit of live rock and roll stuff, like we said. But yeah, mostly corporate and live with you.
What do you think your unique skill help you to become successful on this industry?
Yeah, unique skill. So I work, like I said a little bit earlier, I do most of my stuff. So I am Dan Bamber Audio. I do audio, front of house, monitors, whatever, for loads of different companies. But I also go out as Dan Bamber Audio, and I do installing lights for some companies or LED strip. It's just about being flexible. I do video for some companies, and some companies book me as audio, and then when they see that video is struggling and they know I do video as well, transfer me over. Just to be adaptable and to be able to do every possible job there, which is also a good thing for being a project manager as well, like me and you both do. To have a good grasp on what every department's meant to be doing, how to help them out if they get stuck. And then, I work for loads of different companies. On my, the amount of companies I invoiced in the last year was 18 separate companies, which is a lot of companies for, I'm on the books of like 25, but I've invoiced in the last year 18, which some people are like, I work for like 3, and that's loads. Some London techs I work with quite a lot are like pretty much permalance, so they kind of work for one company, maybe 2 at a push.
For me, it's like you. I've got 35 clients on my list, and the one that I work always is 25. That's the number there. But my top list of clients is 35. And that's the one that I've choose in the last 2 years. So I've done a bit of selection, but
I mean, so I work for about 18 per year, let's say. I mean, this year is a bit different. I've worked for 0. I've done 0 amount of income this year so far. Terrible. But I will obviously, there's some companies that I work for more often who will book me for a week straight, whereas some of the other ones that I work for in that year will book me for like 2 days over the whole year. So it's and then you have to be kind of wise to it about like people trying to double book you. So if one company books you who only book you for like 2 days a year, and this other company tries to book you for 2 weeks over those same dates, are you loyal to the company who's booked you for 2 days? Or you're loyal to the one who actually give you all your work, all your money, and even if it's a worse job, it's going to be a bit of a bitch, bit of a slog, bit of a hard one. It's actually probably worth doing that. Sadly.
But that's the way that I do it nowadays. So I've got lists. I've got 2 different groups on my Gmail, and I've got group. The first group there is the people that I know that they give me quite a lot of job. And the second group is the people that they call me sometimes, so they give me like 3 to 4 job a month. So I send an email out to the first group with my dates that I'm free, and after I send another email out, another 2 days, maybe after 2 days, to the other people. So I've got the balance that I know that everyone is. I mean, that's the key nowadays. That's the key, especially for corporate. That's the key.
I haven't written that down, but it's pretty much what I do as well.
What do you think are the basic skills that someone is to have that want to start in this business?
So like I've said, like asking for help, massive thing. Like having common sense. There's so many times that I've seen it on site where someone's just like trying to plug the wrong end of a cable in, and they can see, or I could see, you could see, that it wouldn't fit in at all. It's just like, come on, use your brain. Like initiative. So if you've been told to like unpack the truck, and then they'll just stand around until they're told to go sort out the stuff into audio, video, lighting, or separate seminar rooms or whatever. And they'll just stand around. It's just like, you know the drill. You know it's not the first day you've been on the job. Things like that is what I've written for there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree 100%. Next question is something a bit, I don't want to say personal, but looks like. So, when did you start working this business, right? What did your parents thought about that? Like, so you are crazy. What you doing? What you do? You're a musician. You are a technical. What you do? Like,
Yeah.
did they? Because from my side, I had a big misunderstanding to
Oh,
explain
really?
what I was doing. Yeah. Because my mom thought that I was a musician or I was a DJ.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it took me a while. I mean, when I started opening my company, she started to see who I was buying, who I was doing, because she was coming to see the gig and all the process, the building the trust and everything. So she understood after. But a lot of people, I see like a lot of guys have got this problem that they don't know what they need to tell their parents or what they do. So
Yeah.
it's quite difficult. But yeah, which was your way to
Ooh.
explain or what they thought about it?
So I read this question and literally texted my mum the question to her, and she sent me this. I'll get it up.
Yeah.
You balance sound, lights, video, and people. Help them be appreciated at their best. You're the hidden gem in the background that does all the work to enable others to shine. Which is super cute kind of thing to say.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So when I started, I obviously went to music college, and we did like these
Yeah.
end of year concerts and graduation concerts and stuff. So like all my family came along to them, and like obviously it was a bit of a weird one to invite. Oh, come along and see me work, but I'm going to be at the sound desk, and you're going to be kind of focusing on the people at stage. So it was a bit of a weird one. Like they came to like my first year one, and then I think they all came to my second year one, but they kind of didn't come at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they came to like the graduation of the second year, but they didn't come to the other concerts throughout the year. So
Yeah.
like, well, you just stood behind a sound desk or sat behind a Averlight's Pearl doing this,
Yeah.
flicking some
Press
faders
the
around.
button.
And just be like, yeah.
Yeah. My mom was saying the same. Yeah, my mom would say the same. Yeah. Still nowadays, when I say, "Mom, I've been doing sound," like, because she asked me now, "What you have done last night? I've done a concert or like that." So now I've done sound. So you were behind the desk just pushing slide up and down.
Yeah.
And I say, well, it's not that, but yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I think that the last time my mum came to a gig, we were in her hometown doing a Labour rally. So we had Jeremy Corbyn and what the band? One of the bands that are pro Labour, and we had a Pro 2 and everything. That was a fun gig for a Pro 2 when you haven't really used one very much before. I literally got told on the van journey over to the venue, oh, by the way, you haven't got an LS9 like I told you, or an SQ like I told you. You've got a Pro 2. Have you used one before? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've done the CDMSE Midas course, but that was about a year beforehand. Yeah.
The desk is just, oh my god. Yeah. I don't like it.
No, it's not. I hate it.
Yeah, 10 times better than LS9. 10 times better than LS9.
100%. But
on M7, but yeah. What do you think is the common reason that a lot of people fail or give up in this business?
So
because I see a lot of people that they do it. Yeah.
Lack of enthusiasm.
Especially, especially after all of this is happening now, I will see a lot of people literally change job because they will realize how difficult it is to work on this business when something like this happen, and that's a shame. But yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like me and you've said before, these are literally unprecedented times. And the only way you can kind of get through these is with either savings, like I've been saving for a house deposit for however long. Hadn't bought a house, thankfully, so had still got the savings. That's kind of how I'm going to get through this, along with like the government's whatever support they decide to give us whenever they decide to give it to us.
I don't know if they do it, but yeah.
Well, I'm quite glad they've said they're going to. I mean, at least that's something.
Okay.
But yeah, I was taught as a child, never have like an overdraft, never have credit cards or anything. If you can't afford to buy it with the money that's in your bank account and pay your rent, etc., don't buy it, which is kind of like the mantra I live by. And that's really like stead us off well in this quarantine. But
Yeah.
back to the question, common reasons for people failing or giving up. So I've put lack of understanding, like giving up because they don't really understand what they're doing. Lack of enthusiasm, like just get bored of the job, bored of doing what they do. Long hours and low pay, which, yeah, it is. Like we do 16-hour days quite regularly. I do like 4 p.m. till 4 a.m. quite regularly on different jobs, and that's just what you get paid to do. And kind of sometimes you can have a moan about it and have a bit of banter about, oh, why are we up this late? It's just like, well, if you don't want to do the job that you knew was 4 p.m. till 4 a.m., why do you take the job?
Yeah.
What else did I write? Oh yeah, people think it's like an easy industry to work in. They've got this like fantasy of like this glamour life, working backstage, all the banter that happens and stuff, where in reality everyone's sat on a sofa looking at their phone, updating their social media to say I'm at this gig, taking a little social media selfie and stuff to promote the artist that is about to go on stage. Then they do the gig bit, then they come off stage a bit sweaty, have some water, have a shower, go home. Get a pizza on the way home kind of thing, and then you're left to tidy it all away. And there's this like fantasy of people coming into the industry that, and people like, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I will say my thought after.
Fantasy of people like in the industry that, or trying to come into the industry that they're going to work with like Elton John tomorrow and that kind of stuff. Like people, massive artists. I mean, I've worked with loads of I've worked with Boris Johnson and stuff as acting as Prime Minister and stuff, and Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn and stuff, loads of political stuff, loads of corporate like bosses of HSBC, Halifax, whatever, all these big people that you're like, oh, who have you worked with? It's like, oh, these big people, and they're like, oh, so when you're going to do like Elton John or something? It's just like, it's just not how it works. It's like this fantasy that it's the same, but yeah.
So on this note, because for the people that will listen, is just try to explain them if they're starting or if they will start or if they're leaving or whatever it is, just to give them my view of the point, because I am on your side. This business is not like other business. This business is like, as you work a doctor, you need to give 100% to what you do, right? And no one will tell you thank you, especially if you work on the music business. If you think, I mean, a doctor save life, we don't save life, but I mean, it's almost the same thing. So a doctor is dedicated for what they do. And if you see in this time, you understand how much time they put on their life to do what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
So for us, it's almost the same things, because if we think that we can stay out of our home for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months for a tour, we don't see our family, we don't see friends, we don't see no one. That's not a glamorous life.
Yeah.
You can take all the stuff that you want, that you can do wherever you want, but there is a mental health issue that 95% of the time it will happen. If you are not strong enough, it will happen. Because when you stay 6 months out, it's done, man. You go back home and you say, what is this? Well, I'm home. What am I doing? I want to go on the road. You know what I mean? So a lot of people think
feeling that right now, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's the same. But people think that it's really easy working this business. And I always say, look, man, it's not easy. I understand that you want to take the selfie with your best artist. You want to say, oh, I've been working with, well, I don't know, David Guetta. I'm working with Elton John. Or I'm working with Madonna. I'm working with that. Whatever you want, man. But they don't care. The 85% of the artists, they don't give a shit. It's the same as a sound engineer, right? You can work with all the artists that you would, but the artists, they will never care about you. 85% of the time, this is what happened, right? So you can say I'm the top sound engineer, but for who? For the production manager, they call you. For the tour manager, they call you, but not for the artists. Like the artists, they really care about the sound. I think that you can count on 2 hands, maybe, but I don't think that there's a lot of people that really care, especially right now when the main thing is social media and you need to be on YouTube and all that kind of bullshit nowadays. So I've started to do this job for one reason, because my purpose will be always the same. I'm going to help people to deliver an amazing job. That's it. I don't want to receive any thank you. I don't want to receive anything. I just want to make sure that they go on stage, the show will be amazing, and the people they pay for the ticket, that they come to the show for 1 hour, just to don't think about all their problem, they will be happy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why I think that's why I'm doing this job, and that's what I will do for the rest of my life. That's my life, and that's it. I'm living as it is, and I don't care about no one. And believe me, I lost a lot of people,
Yeah.
as a girlfriend, as a parents, but that's what I do. That's my life. That's what I can do better. There is nothing that I can do. So yeah, if you want to work on this business, you need to put 100% in, and all the rest, it's out. Believe it or not, it's it. If you want to become someone, if you want to grow in the business, if you want to be a guy that work with a couple of bands, after go on holiday every year, yeah, you can do it. It's easy. You can do it. But if you want to be on the top, you need to put 100% in. If not, go home, man. There is no way that you can work on this business. Well, that's true. That's why I realized after 15 years, 15, that I've been working on this business, it's so difficult, right, to get a good gig. Because there is people that go for cheap money. There is people that just say, "Oh, I'm going to do this."
Warriors.
Yeah. So I just arrived at the point. I said, you know what? If the time needs to arrive, will arrive. I'm putting myself 100%. I'm making my name outside to make sure that people will know me. And when it will arrive at the time, the people say, "Oh, you know what? Let's give it a go to Dom, and let's see what we can do." Yeah. That's it. And I want that people know that I do this job because I put my heart in. I don't do this job for money, as you, because I know you, and it's the same things. Yeah. Money we just need because we need to pay the bills, but that's it. But for all the rest, it's because we do for our love. And on this point, I'm going to link to the other question that is, do you have any job other than this one?
No, I mean, I've got a few Instagram accounts like Brio Dad, which I take photos of my son's train tracks with him, and I upload that as like, oh, look what we've done. Check out our train tracks, which, I mean, everyone started doing, so I haven't actually done that much during quarantine. But that is literally like my only side project. Yeah.
So that's the question, the answer to all of the problem that we were talking about before. We do just this, and for me it's the same. And we end up to open an account on YouTube to try to express ourselves. Maybe one day, in 2 years, 3 years, we will see a bit of money, maybe. But that's not the purpose.
Probably not.
We just want to try to help people. Yeah. But I mean, Anyway, so you have got one child, another one is coming up, right? How do you deal with family when you are at work or when you are out for like a week or 2 weeks if you do a corporate gigs?
Yeah, months, mate. Sometimes up to 4 months away, kind of thing. Yeah. And I've got a 3-year-old, and then I've got next one's born in September. She's 21 weeks at the moment, I think it is. So how do I deal with that? FaceTime, Skype, WhatsApp video call kind of thing, as much as possible. It's sometimes really hard because the time like his bedtime is normally like sound check time or doors opening, so you kind of have to I do video recording. I record myself saying goodnight to him, and then she plays it back to him later when he's going to bed, and vice versa. She'll record him earlier in the day, and then I'll watch it back as and when I can. It's all about compromise, really. I slowed down for a while when he was born, although, to be fair, he was born and 2 weeks later I went off for 2 weeks to do a massive Virgin Media job, corporate job that I was head of audio on, just because there was literally no other way to make the money that we needed to make to lead up to Christmas kind of thing, which was really hard to be away in his first two. He was 2 weeks old when I left, so his first full 6 weeks of being alive, out of the womb, he didn't have his dad there, and that was really hard on me. But we kind of made it work with video calling and stuff, and calling and everything that we could as much as possible, and then obviously tried to take more local gigs, more local to Manchester where I live. So I wasn't staying away in hotels as much. So that's something I'm conscious of now I've got a kid. I'll do some abroad gigs, definitely. I'll do some gigs in London and around the UK, but I'll try and do only 50%, let's say, of my gigs local to Manchester. So I'll try and do ones where I don't need a hotel. Even if it's me working from 4 p.m. till 4 a.m, I'll be home, admittedly, in bed at 7 a.m. when he gets up, snoring my head off, but at least he can come and lie next to me while I'm asleep, and then he knows I'm there. Our marriage is a bit different to most people's. We met on tour. She was singing in the band. I was doing sound. So she's well aware of what it's like.
Yeah.
That gig was all the way down. She was in the band that came from Manchester as well, and we were doing the gig all the way down near Brighton, which is, 4.5 hours away. And basically the whole van journey there and van journey back, she was with me. Whee! It's kind of how we met.
Okay.
But yeah, what else have I written? I mean, I've also like educating him that that's how we make the pennies. So Daddy has to go to work, Daddy has to go away, and you have to talk to him over the phone and with video call, so we can pay for you to watch Moana on the TV and that kind of thing. So you can have new toys. I mean, bribery is always a good thing for a kid. Like if you're good today, you can have a Kinder Egg. I mean, you can just extrapolate that really and be like, if you're good for mummy today over video chat, she'll get you a Kinder Egg tomorrow, kind of thing. Like simple things like that, and yeah, it's all good. He loves it. He's loving having me home at the moment though. So
well, I can imagine that. Yeah. What's the most important things that you have learned in your life in the last 30 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's say 30. Yeah.
30 years. I'm only 28.
Yeah.
That's good effort.
Well, just say, because I think always about myself. But yeah, right.
Spring chicken here. So I've written your love regardless of your mistakes as one of the things. And money can't buy you everything you want, like everything in the world. 2, like great things to live by.
Yeah.
Know that you're always loved. There's always forgiveness.
What you do to stay update with your job?
Yeah. So this time's really interesting. So in our industry, it's super difficult to get on a training course. I've really struggled with this because every time they run a training course, I'm on a job. And I'm sure you've had the same.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, Digico's running this new training course for the Quantum. Oh, I'm on a week-long job that week. Oh, whatever's doing this for QLab. Oh, I can't do that either. Whereas quarantine's been really interesting to see everyone uploading all their content, like all their training sessions. D&B are doing it, Yamaha are doing it, Digico are doing it, QLab are doing it, all uploading it to YouTube for free. And it's, there's like an overload of content out there at the moment for people to learn about the things we do. I'm sure we'll leave some links in the description. So like Smart, for example, the room analysis software, the RTA stuff, they've just put all their training course online, and you'd normally pay, £2,000, I think it is.
No, it's less. It's 700, 800 pounds. You can find just the course, not the software.
Yeah.
You say £2,000 because it's plus the software. There is another 700 pounds. So yeah.
So 700 plus 700 for the course and the software. Whereas now you can obviously you have to pay for the software still, but the course is all online on YouTube as a little playlist. And I was chatting with Connor, who did one of the other quarantine question videos with me about it, and he was like, I didn't even know that. So I sent it all over to him. And the next day he'd bought Smart, and it was just like, I'm sitting there, I'm doing it all. He was smashing it out. It was like, mate, me and you have been asking, like, when are we free to go do this training? And it's just like, we had no time together to go do it.
I've done the training with Jamie, the guy that does the training, the owner of Smart, at the beginning of my career. And after, when I've got any question, I've got David and other people that I ask.
Yeah.
But Smart is literally a lifesaver. But you know what? It's not easy to teach people to how it works, because I've been tried by everyone is different the way they works. The workflow is the same, but everyone does a couple of things in different ways. So my EQ can be different from yours because I see things in another way that you see. So that's why sound engineer is good, is nice, because
very
everyone has got a
subjective,
different opinion. Oh yeah, definitely.
I've also written things like, if you want to learn lighting, download Magic Q, or if you want to learn video streaming, download OBS. They're both free and stuff. Super easy to learn how to use them with like YouTube University kind of thing, online courses. Manuals are always out there to read through. And then you just download the software, play with it a little bit. If you like it, keep it. Me and you were like playing around with OBS. You got on with it better than me. I downloaded it on this Mac, which is a bit old now. It like stuttered quite a bit and then I deleted it off, and I've just been using different stuff to do my recording, whereas you got on a bit better with it. But just different things, and learn from others who do it well, and like imitate them is a good skill to pick up just for our industry in general, really. So if you imitate someone who can coil a cable correctly or put out like a fast fold screen really quickly and easily on their own, if you like clock how they do it and then do that yourself next time, you're doing well. So
I agree.
That's a good skill to pick up at any stage of your life and career, any career you're in.
Yeah. There is anything in particular that you are focused right now, especially that we have got all of this free time?
I mean, me and you are smashing out this YouTube game. That is kind of my technical / creative outlet right now, as I'm sure it is for you. Because obviously we're in the lockdown still. So why not sit there and train others with the software that we've got in front of us, the things that we can do, any way that we can inspire others to do what we do, or do the stuff that we do better than they do it currently. I mean, on this plaque behind me, it says, bringing hope to the hopeless. That's kind of like a mantra that I live by. So yeah, like helping others is a big thing for me. And then obviously like playing guitar and playing with my boy and stuff, like separate to work. But
last question, and this is actually, it's been 39 minutes. Yeah, that's a long chat. Where do you see yourself? I've been thinking 5 years, but it's too much. Where do you see yourself in the next two years' time?
2 years. I mean, I've put it as 5 years. So I've worked.
5 years. Yeah, my question is always 5. But a lot of people say, "Oh, wow, 5 years." But yeah.
Well, I mean, how I've answered it by saying I've got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old in 5 years' time, which sounds terrifying. But having a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old is just as terrifying. So yeah, I mean, still doing what I'm doing. I mean, I'd love to be working with the top artists that I want to work with and stuff, but I'm not setting that as a goal that if I don't reach that, I'm going to be depressed and hate myself and kicking myself all day and all night. Just going to smash the game, still kill everything I do, still do everything I do with integrity, still look after my family, my friends, and do the best job I can do at the level I'm at. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a good way to see, especially in the long term. It's good. Well, Matt, thank you so much for your time. Pleasure, man.
I'm gonna leave all the channel and all the Instagram page and everything on the description. These will be also out on your YouTube channel, so everyone can see. And well, thank you everyone for watching, and see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys. See you soon. Thank you for watching this video. If you could leave a comment down below, give us a like, that would really help the YouTube algorithm. And if you click that little icon in the bottom right hand corner of the video, that subscribes you to the channel as well. Always a pleasure to see you. See you again in another video. Cheers, guys.